From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Wednesday morning. We have more active weather to go. Many rain chances through early on Friday morning. Wind gusts going to be a factor for today, tomorrow, and Friday. A little bit of snow for a Cascade passes late Thursday into Friday. It doesn't look like it's going to be too impactful. High temperatures staying put and low temperatures dropping down into the 20s and 30s by Friday night. Okay, we are seeing some rainfall that is impacting not only the Cascades, but also the Yakima Valley. We'll take a closer look here. Just light green means light rainfall, but we'll continue to track this throughout the rest of this morning. Fog is a big deal this morning in the Blue Foothills, so please take it slow on Interstate 84 and any of those roadways around Pendleton, Walla Walla, Adena, Milton, Freewater. There is a dense fog advisory that's in place once again. Okay, winds already picking up for both the Cascades and the Blues, and these are going to be a factor over the next handful of days. Right now, temperatures in the 30s and 40s across the map. We are seeing some 50s up in the Blues. Your day planner forecast for today, it's going to be gray. It's going to be yucky out there, and I'll track it all out with Futurecast coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, authorities are investigating a deadly crash outside Benton City. The latest on what we know this morning is coming up. And if you're planning a bus ride this holiday season, Ben Franklin Transit says check those schedules early. We'll tell you why and what changes to expect. And new numbers are coming in this morning from key races across our region, including a close call in Richland. We're tracking all of it, and we'll have the latest updates on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Wednesday, November 5th. We have a lot to get to this morning, and we're starting off with a follow-up. This one out of Benton County, where the sheriff's office says at least one person has died after a car crash Monday night just outside of Benton City. The crash happened at the intersection of Travis and Sellers Road. Now, at this time, no identities of the people involved have been released, as authorities are notifying family members of those involved. Now, we do know multiple people were sent to the hospital, but at this time, the conditions of those people have not been released. We'll continue to track this and update you as more information becomes available. In Yakima, the police department is stepping up with a fresh focus on safety. They're reaching out directly to the community like never before. So they're hosting a series of town halls and Q&A sessions aimed at transparency and listening to the people they serve. Our very own Monique Garcia was at their latest meeting, where the Yakima Police Department revealed a crackdown on three key crime issues that's affecting neighborhoods across the city.
Yakima Police Chief Sean Boyle says his department's mission goes beyond just responding to calls. It's about being visibly present in neighborhoods to build trust and a sense of safety.
We can tell you you're safe by giving you numbers, but ultimately we want the people in the community to feel safe. So that's putting high visibility, not only with our marked patrol cars, but as you see when there's downtown events, we're trying to staff it with bike officers in the high visibility uniforms so that they see them. And, in addition to what they're crime fighting, that we'd like them to interact with the community and give a positive message of what we're trying to do.
Boyle says the department is focusing extra attention on three major crimes impacting Yakima right now: gang violence, DUI and traffic safety, and domestic violence. Like many agencies working with tight budgets, YPD has been pursuing grants to find solutions. One tangible impact has been funding for officers dedicated to reducing impaired driving.
Our DUIs, we were able to get 2 officers funded from the Washington State Traffic Safety Commission that they focus on impaired driving, which ultimately makes the roads safe for everybody that's motoring in the community.
But resources don't stop there. Boyle highlights how local partnerships are crucial, especially when tackling complex issues like homelessness, which the police can't solve alone.
Limited amount of resources, so partnerships with the community help us to be able to, people interacting with us, telling us where the problem areas are. Homelessness is an issue that is plaguing our community, and we only have a very small role in that. So we're partnering with local providers and different organizations, and then our gang task force. We've partnered with our federal partners to be able to investigate those crimes and hold the people accountable.
In addition to citywide patrols, YPD is dedicating extra hands downtown during events to encourage visitors to come back and stay longer in Yakima community spaces. Reporting in Yakima, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
And right now, YPD is looking to fill 10 positions. If you're interested in helping make Yakima a safer place to live and visit, you can find the application link up on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com. 5:05 and talking local living now. With the holidays right around the corner, Ben Franklin Transit is making sure riders know what to expect when it comes to service hours and route changes. BFT officials say routes will operate as usual, but on a reduced schedule during the holidays. So that includes limited fixed route service and adjusted hours for Dial a Ride and Connect. So transit officials are urging riders to check schedules early and plan ahead for any holiday travel needs.
As the holidays approach and winter is coming, we really encourage people to download the Transit app. That will even send push notifications if we have detours happening on routes. Check our website. We really try to be as quick to let people know if something has changed as possible.
Officials also say holiday schedules will be posted online on the Transit app and at major transit centers across the Tri-Cities. Ben Franklin Transit will return to regular service the day after each holiday, and BFT says they're only closed 3 days a year. That's Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, so plan accordingly. All right, talking Your Voice, Your Vote, we are taking a look at results of some of the hot races that we're keeping our eyes on. Remember, these votes are not finalized yet, and the next round of ballots for some counties will be released today. But first up is the City of Richland Measure 1, where voters are deciding whether to change how their city council is elected, shifting from all at-large positions to a mix of district and at-large seats. As of right now, 57% are voting no and 43% have voted yes. We're also keeping our eyes on the City of Yakima's coroner's race. The two candidates squaring off for this position are Marshall Slight and Dan Williams. The person voted in for this position replaces Jim Curtis, who resigned from the position earlier this year. And once that person is named, they'll have to run again for their own term as coroner in 2026. And staying in Yakima County for just a moment, we're also watching the numbers on Yakima County Prop 1. Proposition 1 is a non-binding advisory vote that, if approved, it could lift the ban on any cannabis-related businesses in unincorporated Yakima County. And now let's move to West Richland, where we'll be checking in with the mayoral race for West Richland. So the two candidates looking for your votes are Fred Brink and May Hayes. And May Hayes is at 27%, with Fred Brink at 72% currently. Now, these are not the only races that we're tracking. We've got a lot of big races throughout the region, city council races, and some really challenging ones from Kennewick, Pasco, Richland, Walla Walla, also College Place, Ellensburg, Yakima, Grandview, Granger, and a place we've been doing a lot of stories on lately, Sunnyside. And Sunnyside, as well as several cities in our region, have school board races. And don't forget about a lot of other mayoral races in Cottonelle, Colotis, Waitsburg, and Mabton. And we're going to be tracking it all in Good Morning Northwest in this hour and the next, so stay tuned. Also, in the meantime, make sure to use your Apple Valley News Now app or go to our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com. Click on the election results banner near the top of the page, and that'll take you to all of the results. And we will continue to update that as the results come in. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, more election results as votes were cast from coast to coast yesterday. We're going to break down what last night's results could mean moving forward. That's coming up in your national news. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. It's all on the other side of the break.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
Nope. And you get the latest phones.
High five.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90. And we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, now part of T-Mobile.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through December 31st, receive rebates up to $1,300 off on a new Daikin Fit system, plus free thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Mid-Columbia Libraries invites the community to come together through the power of stories by reading great books and meeting the authors who write them. This year's Mid-Columbia Reads Literary Festival celebrates Remarkably Bright Creatures by New York Times bestselling author Shelby Van Pelt. Join us Thursday, November 13th at 7 p.m. at CBC's Jurdy Center in Pasco. Enjoy an evening with the author and get your book signed. This free event is open to everyone.
Shelby's Floral is celebrating 50 years of gift giving with our holiday open house. Join us this November 8th as we celebrate the harvest of Thanksgiving and the joys of Christmas. Step into a world of autumn's rich colors and the magic of the holiday season at Shelby's. Discover beautiful holiday decor, seasonal centerpieces, and gifts that capture the spirit of giving. Be inspired for a beautiful holiday season while enjoying exclusive discounts. Mark your calendars for November 8th. Shelby's Floral can't wait to welcome you to our holiday celebration on Clearwater in Kennewick.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,100 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,100 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, now part of T-Mobile.
It's country music's biggest night, the CMA Awards. Hosted by your girl, Lainey Wilson. The CMA Awards live Wednesday, November 19th on ABC and next day on Hulu. Let's do this!
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We will have a little bit of snow for our Cascade Passes, a little bit for the Blues as well, late Thursday into Friday. But you can see it's not going to be very much at all, maybe just a couple inches for I-90, US 97, and US Highway 12, and then maybe an inch for Oregon 204. So that's about it for that time frame. Then for the rest of the day on Friday into the wee hours of the morning on Saturday, maybe a little trace of snow for some of our Cascade and Blue passes. So the snow not really going to be the big issue with this storm system. That would come in the form of rain and winds, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But now let's talk about temperatures. They're going to stay cool, mostly staying in the 50s over the next 7 days. So for today, some of us could reach into the 60s, especially with those winds out of the south. That air likes to sink down the face of the mountain. It compresses, it warms, so that's why the foothill is going to be a little bit warmer as opposed to the rest of us in lower elevations, which will be in the 50s. Excuse me. So for tomorrow, could end up in the low 60s in the Tri-Cities, but mostly in the 50s over the next 7 days. Overnight lows dropping down into the 20s and 30s by the time we get to Friday night. So for tonight, 30s and 40s for lower elevations, but you can see there's going to be that big dip in temperatures from Thursday night to Friday night. Upper 20s in the Yakima Valley. We'll probably keep it in the very low 30s in the Tri-Cities, and then we'll subtly warm up after that, but those nights are still going to be pretty chilly. Okay, we'll time out all the rain chances, many of them to come over the next 48 hours. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Turning now to national headlines, where this morning Democrats are celebrating a big sweep of victories. From Virginia to New Jersey, it was a strong night for Dems, including 2 women making history in their governor's races. Tracking it all, we turn to ABC's Nicole D'Antonio for the latest.
This morning, the votes are in. Democrats celebrating wins from New York to Virginia and west to California. Starting in New York City, where Zohran Mamdani beat Andrew Cuomo in the mayor's race. This self-described Democratic socialist sending this message to President Trump.
If anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him.
President Trump had repeatedly threatened to withhold federal funding from New York City if Mamdani won. And while Mamdani was delivering his victory speech last night, the president posted the words, "And so it begins," on social media. Trump's former senior advisor weighing in.
These are elections where Democrats vastly outspent Republicans. But looking forward, we do have to acknowledge that affordability is an issue that is top of mind for voters.
In New Jersey, Democrat Maggie Sherrill was easily elected governor, despite some earlier polling labeling her race a toss-up. And in Virginia, Abigail Spanberger making history as the first woman governor-elect of Virginia, after defeating Republican Winsome Earl Sears in a landslide.
Right now, our federal workforce is under attack, and the chaos coming out of Washington is killing Virginia jobs.
In California, Governor Gavin Newsom led a triumphant charge to redraw congressional maps to give Democrats as many as 5 more House seats in next year's midterm elections.
After poking the bear, this bear roared with an unprecedented turnout.
It comes after President Trump urged lawmakers in several Republican-controlled states to pass new maps in an effort to keep control of Congress. Overall, the results show the economy is still the key issue for voters.
People still see these higher prices and they still want to do something about it.
And the president reacted to the wins on social media, arguing that the ongoing government shutdown is the reason Republicans lost. Keep it here, because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh Colbreth is back with how your weather's looking. It's all coming up in his full First Alert weather forecast on the other side of the break.
A new head coach and a new attitude, but it's still the most exciting game in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh my!
Seattle Kraken hockey.
That's hockey, baby!
Seattle Kraken hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
I remember being a little girl and waiting for the CMA Awards to come on.
Let's party, Nashville!
The CMA Awards was just like the event of the year. We wanted to see what everybody was wearing, what they were singing, who won what. Thank you so much! That little girl in front of that TV would be awfully proud that I was ever even invited to attend something like this, much less nominated, win something, and now I'm getting the chance to host it. The CMA Awards live November 19th on ABC and next day on Hulu.
They're not fancy. No leather seats, no powerful sound systems, but they have wheels, seatbelts, and AC. These are Apple Valley News Now cruisers, and they go where news happens. Because Apple Valley News Now is everywhere you need us to be.
Reporting in Pendleton, Ellensburg, Tri-Cities Airport.
From the Blues to the Cascades, one television station leads the way with local news you trust. Oh, and when you see one of our cruisers, please go ahead and wave. We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Always on your side.
Next live, Anderson Cooper.
All I can think of is I shouldn't have worn a sweater because Mark fills out a sweater like nobody's business.
You look great. Plus author Zuleika Jawad.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Lifetime Dental is committed to providing the best dental care in the Tri-Cities by treating patients like family, as well as providing a healthy work-life balance for the team. Hear what their doctors have to say.
So I think kindness and understanding are probably the two big ones that I try to bring to my dental practice. I see dental care evolving to be more of a holistic approach, looking at the whole body as opposed to just the mouth, just the teeth, looking at the person as a whole. I'm really excited to be a part of that because I feel like that's how we should be approaching all aspects of medicine. I work 2 days a week in here. The rest of the time, I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I feel like coming in here is my break for my kids. They're amazing, but this gives me a chance to have adult conversations with people and I guess flex a different muscle.
Lifetime Dental Care, located at Queensgate, voted best dentist in the Tri-Cities 9 times.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Many rain chances to go through very early in the morning on Friday, so we'll go ahead and we'll time all this out with Futurecast radar. By lunchtime, you can see more widespread stuff on the map. 5 p.m., kind of the same thing, some very heavy rainfall and some upper elevation snowfall in the Cascades. Then by midnight, looks like most of this is up in the Cascades. Going to be a little bit drier by 8 tomorrow morning, but then another round. You see lunchtime, more heavy rainfall over the Cascades, becoming much more widespread into the afternoon and evening, and it looks like the nightcap is going to be pretty wet as well. Now, as we head into Friday morning, we'll trend drier, at least for lower elevations, but the mountains and the foothills might still have to deal with some stuff for the day on Friday. So here are the rainfall totals we're expecting through 4 in the morning on Friday. Around 2 inches of rainfall up in the Cascades, definitely a lot less, just dinner scraps for us in lower elevations. Even the Blues only getting around ½ an inch of rainfall. We'll have additional stuff for Friday, but not that much more. Lower elevations are not going to get much at all, and even the mountains only going to get, between 0.1 to 0.2 inches of rain. So by Friday, the bulk of this is going to be in our rearview mirror. Now, little shower chances could come back into next week, but definitely the forecast is going to trend much drier. So that's one aspect to the forecast. Here's the other, the winds for today, tomorrow, and for Friday. I'll just step off the screen. I'll show you some of these. This is for today. The strongest gust going to be for Pendleton, Walla Walla, up in the Blues. For tonight, kind of the same thing, although they'll start to pick up for US 97 as well. Then for tomorrow, not as strong, but still anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour. Thursday night, now starting to pick up again for the Blues, around 40 miles per hour. Then for Friday, anywhere between 20 to 35 miles per hour. So very consistent winds over the next, I would say, 48 to 60 hours. Okay, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain likely today, once again for tomorrow night, but a much drier forecast for Friday and beyond. In Yakima, rain is a guarantee for today, also likely for Thursday as well, but drying out after that. In Ellensburg, wet today and tomorrow, then turning windy for Friday as winds shift out of the northwest and shoot down the valley. And then for Hermiston, wet and gusty over the next few days, but calmer by the weekend. And finally for Walla Walla, also a wet and gusty forecast through Friday, but a sigh of relief by Saturday.
All right, check this out now. We're learning that an Arctic glacier shrunk by nearly 50% in just 2 months.
Wow, it's the fastest retreat recorded in modern history, according to a new study. The Hectoria Glacier is on the Antarctic Peninsula, one of the fastest warming regions on Earth. It's roughly the size of Philadelphia.
But according to the study published Monday in the journal Nature Geoscience, the glacier retreated by 5 miles between November and December 2022. And the study's authors say if larger glaciers retreat at similar rates, it could have catastrophic implications for sea level rise. And they say a similar melting pattern has happened before, around 15 to 19,000 years ago, and that was during a period of warming that ended the last ice age.
Experts say Hectoria's retreat was heavily influenced by climate change. It's not good.
Yeah,
it's not good.
That's a lot to take in.
Yes.
A lot to unpack.
Yes.
Whew. All right, keep it here because we've got more to unpack news-wise. It's all coming up on Good Morning Northwest. So he's been stitched, sparked, and reborn for nearly a century, and now Frankenstein is getting new life once again. All the details are coming up in your entertainment news. We're taking a look at the Monsters movie legacy from Boris Karloff to Guillermo del Toro. It's all right after the break.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Welcome to the neighborhood, Jordan.
Thanks, guys. Because when you feel protected, you can dream fearlessly. Go long. Bundle and save up to 40%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
We're forging the future of the city of Pasco, and we need your voice. The city is updating our comprehensive plan, which covers everything from housing and transportation to utilities and parks. This document showcases the vision of what we want Pasco to be in 2046 and beyond. Tell us about the type of businesses you'd like to see, the types of parks you'd like to visit, and the type of neighborhood you want to live in. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit pasco-wa.gov/comp plan and become part of the future.
I'm a real wild one. Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2025 Ford Bronco Sport goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Big Bend 4x4 for just $299 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Don't leave it to chance. Trust Vance to install your new Daikin heating and cooling system. Enjoy the benefits of an energy-efficient system that will reduce utility costs and provide quiet, reliable comfort for years to come. Get our best deal of the season with low monthly payments and special financing. Call today to schedule your free consultation with a van system designer.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Welcome to the neighborhood, Jordan.
Thanks, guys. Because when you feel protected, you can dream fearlessly. Go long! Bundle and save up to 40%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Hello there. Watch Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're taking a look at some blasts from the past in your entertainment headlines.
That's right. Guillermo del Toro is the latest filmmaker to bring their version of Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein to the big screen. And now we take a deep dive into some of the forms the iconic movie monster has taken.
Here's David Daniel with more.
It's alive! It's alive!
Director James Whale established the images of the mad scientist and the monster with 1931's Frankenstein and 1935's Bride of Frankenstein, both starring Boris Karloff as the creature.
The most dreaded creation of man, the monster of Frankenstein, stalks again.
Lon Chaney Jr. took over the role for The Ghost of Frankenstein in 1942 and Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman in 1943.
Come on, put your shoulder to the head. Hold it tight. Barricade it. He can't get in.
Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein in 1948 with Glenn Strange as the creature kicked off a new wave of Universal monster movies. Christopher Lee played the creature in 1953's The Curse of Frankenstein, the first color horror movie from Hammer Films, which would go on to dominate the genre for years.
Oh, what a fine party we'll have when they all arrive. Eh, my boy?
Boris Karloff's final Frankenstein film was 1967's Mad Monster Party, a stop-motion animation comic homage to the classic monster movies of the 1930s and 40s.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder both parodied and paid homage to previous adaptations with 1974's Young Frankenstein, featuring Peter Boyle as the monster.
What of my soul? Do I have one?
More recently, Kenneth Branagh directed and starred in 1994's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with fellow Oscar winner Robert De Niro as the creature, and Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing tried to help Shuler Hensley's monster in 2004.
The great Victor Frankenstein. You made a mistake.
Now Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi star in Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, giving the classic tale new life. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I'm excited for the Jacob Elordi version. For the plot, obviously.
Yeah, of course. And you have a favorite Frankenstein's monster of all time.
I do, because Ariana Grande has a music video for her song Hampstead where she kind of has a Frankenstein theme, so that's been my favorite so far, and the Alvin and the Chipmunks animated Frankenstein version.
Yeah, and you said that our producer Kat would really like that was your favorite monster.
Yeah, she would love that.
So that's awesome.
Sorry, Kat. She would not like that. All right, keep it here because so much more still coming up on Good Morning Northwest. After-school programs, sports, and the arts, all fueled by local levy dollars. Coming up, we'll show you how Grandview schools are working to keep those opportunities going. Plus, local food banks are feeling the crunch just days after a pause on SNAP benefits. Why the need is spiking and how you can help. All the details are coming up in your next half hour, but first, your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is reportedly working on a low-cost Mac laptop. According to Bloomberg, the budget computer will be powered by an iPhone chip and will have a smaller screen than a MacBook Air. It's expected to launch next year and cost well under $1,000. Next, OpenAI short video maker Sora is now available to Android users in the Google Play Store. Sora is a direct competitor to TikTok and Instagram Reels. The app launched on iPhone last month and was downloaded over 1 million times in less than 5 days. And finally, Google is reaching for the stars. The company announced a moonshot goal to put AI data centers in space. It's called Project Suncatcher. The data centers would orbit Earth and rely on solar power, unlike the power grid-hungry data centers back here on Earth. Now, those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flake. Have a great day.
I love you to the moon. To the moon.
If you should ever leave me, the life would still go on, believe me. God only knows what I'd be without.
this every time?
Ever since the biscuits got bigger.
Here comes the big ending.
Bigger biscuits, crescents, and cinnamon rolls.
Meet my better half. National University supports all her aunts. With personalized attention, she can be a student and a role model. She's an Ander. National University, supporting all your aunts.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, it is National Redhead Day. It's also National Stress Awareness Day. So I think everyone needs to be aware not to stress me out at all. You know.
Deep breaths, box breathing. You ever done that before?
Yes.
In for 4,
I was
out
just
for
doing
8,
that earlier.
pull, in for 4, out for 8.
Exactly, yeah. We're going to need that. Well, not really. Because, I mean, well, no, the rain can kind of be like a stress reliever. Yeah. And we're getting a lot of that.
Yeah, I think there's like science to the smell of rain relieves stress.
And the sound of rain.
Yeah. And I didn't peer review that study myself, but that's just what I've heard on the streets.
Hey, I believe you.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our big weather stories as we round out the rest of the work week. Well, more rain chances in the forecast, more stress relievers at least through early on Friday morning. The gusts picking up for today, for tonight, for tomorrow night, and for Friday. A little bit of snow for a Cascade Passes, not much, but that would be for Thursday night into Friday. And high temperatures staying steady, lows dropping down, getting a little bit colder by Friday night. Okay, the rain has picked up a little bit more now in the lower Yakima Valley, so we'll zoom in on map 10 and Grandview and Sunnyside, and you can see this little cell right here moving to the north and east at about 30 to 40 miles per hour, so it's going to be on top of the Hanford side pretty quickly. We'll continue to track more of this stuff throughout the rest of this morning. The fog is bad this morning in the Blue Foothills, so please take it slow on those roadways, especially in Pendleton, Walla Walla, Adena, Milton, Freewater. There's that dense fog advisory that's still in place. Winds already picking up out of the south and east for both the Cascades and the Blues. That's going to continue to be a facet of our forecast for the next few days. Temperatures mostly in the 30s and 40s are umbrella cast for this Wednesday. Consistent shower chances all throughout the day in the Tri-City. So a gloomy forecast out there. I'll take you on that zone by zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now we can begin this half hour of news with education, and while it is election night across Washington, one local district is already looking ahead to next year. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert shows us how the Grandview School District is preparing to ask voters for continued support through its upcoming levy.
Every few years, school districts across Washington state ask voters to renew a levy, a local property tax that funds programs not fully covered by the state. In Grandview, that extra funding helps pay for before and after school activities, sports, arts, and tutoring programs that help students stay engaged and on track.
Students who are involved in athletics typically have a 30% increase in their attendance. They have a 27% increase in their grades because they have to maintain a certain level to be academically eligible.
Superintendent Dr. Robert Darling says Grandview students don't have to pay to participate in many of the district's after-school activities, something the district takes pride in. He says the local 4-year levy helps make that possible.
Arts and drama and music and band and mariachi, and we have tutoring services that we offer before and after schools, and all those things are funded by our levies.
Well, Grandview might not have a levy on the ballot for this election cycle. Right now they are in the process of drawing up a resolution that will go in front of the school board. And school officials tell me that there's a lot that goes into it.
We receive levy equalization funds. So because our school district, our community does not have a bunch of industry or a bunch of companies in here that raise our property value, our homeowners are paying the majority of our taxes in this community.
Dr. Darling says the district can legally ask up for $2.50 per $1,000 of property value, but the key is finding a rate that maintains the state's matching funds without pushing the community too far.
We're trying to figure out, we can ask as much as $2.50 per thousand, but if we dip below $1.50 per thousand, we no longer receive those equalization funds. And so we try to figure out what's the most we can ask from our members, from our community, to help us get the matching funds without putting too much of a burden on our families.
The district says about 10% of its operating budget comes from levy dollars, and those funds are critical to keeping student programs strong for years to come. In Grandview, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And according to the district, the levy election is expected to take place in February. 5:35 and talking local living, many local food banks say they're noticing an uptick in families needing assistance this week. And this comes after SNAP benefits were frozen on November 1st. Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz tells us what food banks are seeing exactly and also what they're asking from the community.
We are just days into the pause on SNAP benefits, and food banks are already starting to feel the effects. For the past 10 years, Second Harvest's Pasco location donates 1,500 full turkey meals to those in need for Thanksgiving. But when the organization opened its registration for this year's drive on Monday morning, employees quickly realized that the need this year is different.
I've been here 5 years and it always fills up, never quite this fast. I mean, the need is just off the charts and people are really, really eager to get a good turkey meal.
It's a story that other food banks in the area are also sharing. A busy day for Tri-Cities Food Bank's Kennewick location used to serve just under 100 families. But on one day this week, the location helped 174. As families are feeling the pinch, food banks are also finding it hard to predict how the next few weeks are going to go.
That would be a big guessing game because we don't know how many people are going to actually lose SNAP benefits, how many are coming in here that didn't before. So that is a big guessing game.
Washington State is directing $2.2 million per week to food banks to help cover the frozen SNAP benefits. But that's only about 6% of the SNAP dollars that Washingtonians will miss each week. Food banks say that the best way to keep everyone fed is for the community to come together and to volunteer, donate food, or best of all, a check.
I would always say it's the monetary because that enables us to buy food by the pallet, where when people out of the goodness of their hearts go and buy food, they can't provide the same amount for the same amount of money.
And for people looking for the food banks nearest to them, Second Harvest's website has an interactive map that lists locations by zip code. And you can check when all those local food banks are open from the site as well. Reporting from Kennewick, Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
And about 11% of Washingtonians receive SNAP benefits. That's about 900,000 people. And the county with the largest percentage receiving these benefits is Yakima County at just over 21%. Now, this is a developing story, so we'll keep you updated as we learn more. And keep it here because coming up next, short rest, big win. Kamiakin's defense comes up huge in a must-win playoff game. We'll show you how they got it done when we talk sports right after the break.
So, what do we have for you this year?
Starting this morning, are you ready for
Deals and steals on my favorite things?
It's Oprah time.
Only on GMA with Tori, of course.
Only on
Good Morning America.
You know, there's no substitute for hands-on experience. Over the years, I've probably turned and read every one of these pages. This may just look like a pile of papers waiting to be shredded, but to you and your loved ones, it represents a wealth of trusted experience.
This message is brought to you by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and US Cellular are joining forces. The best network just got bigger, and we're combining it with the local service you know and trust.
Tis the season for a holiday shopping tradition. Custer's 30th annual Christmas Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Join us as 150 artisans from across the Northwest display and sell their fine art, handcrafts, and specialty foods. The variety and quality work make this a must-see event. Get creative with your holiday shopping at Custer's 30th annual Christmas Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Tickets on sale now at custershows.com.
Are you suffering with constant agonizing knee pain? Have you been told that you have arthritis or are bone on bone? Is knee pain making simple activities like walking stairs or kneeling impossible? If this sounds familiar, the next 60 seconds could change your life. Do not let knee pain control your life any longer. Our powerful program addresses the underlying causes of knee pain without masking symptoms. There is no use of drugs, injections, or surgery. Do not miss this opportunity. Call now to see if we can help. If you qualify for care, day one we will perform a trial treatment. Please listen carefully. You will know by the end of the first visit whether or not we can help you. Do not hesitate. Call now. You don't need to suffer any longer. Call right now to see if you qualify for our program that has transformed thousands of lives. Call before it's too late and take the first step towards the knee pain relief you deserve.
You know, there's no substitute for hands-on experience. Over the years, I've probably turned and read every one of these pages. This may just look like a pile of papers waiting to be shredded, but to you and your loved ones, it represents a wealth of trusted experience.
This message is brought to you by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
It's country music's biggest night, the CMA Awards. Hosted by your girl, Lainey Wilson. The CMA Awards live Wednesday, November 19th on ABC and next day on Hulu. Let's do this!
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We could have a little bit of snow for our Cascade passes late Thursday into Friday, but folks, like only a couple inches for US 97, for US Highway 12, and for Interstate 90, maybe like an inch for Oregon 204 as well. That would be through 4 in the morning on Friday. Then for the rest of the day on Friday, maybe additional trace amounts for said Cascade and Blue passes, so not too impactful, but probably just enough to take it slow over the passes. Okay, we'll bring it down to lower elevations where high temperatures mostly staying in the 50s over the next 7 days. So for today, we could actually see some low to mid 60s in the Blue foothills portions of the lower Columbia Basin, but the rest of us, at least for lower elevations, going to be in the 50s. You see over the next 7 days in the Yakima Valley, we will keep it in the 50s, which is pretty normal for this time of the year. Overnight low is going to be dropping down into the 20s and 30s for Friday night and beyond that. Now for tonight, 30s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, and then low to mid 40s for the rest of us. But we will see that drop off in temperatures from Thursday night to Friday night. A pretty big drop off too, by about 10 degrees. So we'll cut it pretty close to the upper 20s, and the Tri-Cities for now I'm going with very low 30s. Okay, I think the big weather stories, or I'd say the top 2 weather stories over the next handful of days, the rain and the winds. I'll talk about both coming up in a few minutes.
Talking sports now, Kamiakin football played in a rare Tuesday night football game, a play-in game for the state tournament.
Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable was on the sidelines for the do-or-die game in the rain.
Tuesday night lights. It might not have the same ring to it, but when your season's on the line, you make it work. Kamiakin hosted Lewis and Clark with a spot in the state tournament on the line. Kamiakin's defense showed up like they have all season, winning 28-0.
They're unbelievable. They've been unbelievable all year, helping us stay in games, letting our offense try to find our rhythm at some points, because we are so young in so many positions on our offensive place that we're trying to find that continuity and what works well, what doesn't work well. And we had it there for a little bit, and we kind of lost our groove. And we'll take the good right now and figure out what we got to do to correct the bad.
The Tuesday play-in game was a unique situation for the Kamiakin team, only having 3 days to rest after playing Richland. And now with the win, they'll have to do the same thing, 3 more days of rest until their next game against Bethel.
They smacked us in the mouth, and they woke us up, and it was a good game for us. Our kids are beat up a little bit. It's been a grind and it's going to be a grind again for another 3 more days when we have to go play on Saturday. But again, nobody's going to feel sorry for us because we're hurting or we're banged up a little bit. So we got to put the big boy shoes on and get ready to rock and roll.
The ground attack came to life for the Braves with 3 rushing touchdowns, a key factor in a game where the weather made throwing the football difficult. They're hoping the offense continues to click as they advance to the round of 32 on another quick turnaround. In Kennewick, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And with the win, Kamiakin advances to round 32.
Yeah, they will travel 4 hours to take on Bethel High School, with the winner advancing to the round of 16.
Woohoo, good luck. All right, keep it here, because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh is back with your full First Alert weather forecast. Any hints, Josh?
It's going to be wet, it's going to be windy. Those are your 2 hints.
More after the break.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority.
We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin oral and maxillofacial surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
My family's been serving the Tri-Cities for 86 years at Griggs and the Tri-Cities Ace store.
And we have some deals we don't want you to miss.
This steel handle leaf rake is closeout priced at $14.88.
You want tender turkey for Thanksgiving? Meat Church Bird Baptism Brine is the trick, and it's on sale.
20-pound bags of bird food on sale, 2 for $18.
And stock up on these C6 100 light Christmas lights, a steal at 50% off.
See all of the deals using this QR code. Come see us at Griggs and the Tri-Cities Ace stores. And thank you for your business.
Today, too many of us walk away from our primary care appointments feeling rushed and unheard.
We were frustrated too, so we decided to change the quality of healthcare here in the Tri-Cities.
At Primary Care at the PC, we take the time to truly listen. With 1 hour-long appointments, we care about the whole you. You don't have to be a member to be our patient, but once you're here, you might want to be.
Now welcoming new patients. Book your appointments online or call us at 509-783-5465. Primary Care at the PC. Play hard, live well.
Dear Friday, let's put good times in gear. We've got power tailgates to power game days and a trailer backup guide that's the champ of the ramp. Heck, we might even cancel Monday. Toyota Trucks. Toyota Tacoma is a KBB Best Buy. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Are you an energy worker receiving home health care? Don't settle. It's time to choose better care. At CNS Cares, our local nurses provide reliable care you can count on. Your dedicated care manager will help you get all the care and benefits you've earned.
My first provider made a lot of promises. CNS Cares has delivered.
Find out why more families are switching to CNS Cares. Visit cnscares.com.
Stacy Lee. First Alert Weather. Watch tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We'll have many chances for rainfall through very early in the morning on Friday, so let's go ahead and time it all out with Futurecast Radar. We put this into motion by lunchtime. You see pretty widespread stuff on the map out there, and then by 5 p.m. very heavy rounds of rainfall up in the Cascades, and then as we head into the evening, you can see most of this still concentrated up in the Cascades, and then by Thursday morning looking mostly dry out there, but here comes another round. Lunchtime, another heavy round of rainfall up in the Cascades, and then 5 p.m. this is starting to make its impact. Felt a little bit more for lower elevations. The nightcap for Thursday looking pretty wet, but by Friday morning still dealing with some rain, more snow this time up in the Cascades. The snow level is going to be dropping down, but much drier overall for Friday, especially for lower elevation. So here's some of the rainfall totals we're expecting through 4 in the morning on Friday, around 2 inches for the Cascades. Not much doing for the valleys, basin, foothills, or for the Blues, but for the rest of the day on Friday, this is when we trend much drier. Only just leftover showers, only leftover rainfall accumulations at this point. Okay, trending drier as we head into the weekend. In fact, staying pretty dry for next week. Maybe a few shower chances, but definitely I think by the time we get to this weekend, the bulk of the action is going to be in the rearview mirror. But winds, the other facet to this forecast. I'm just going to step off the screen here and we'll just kind of step you through time. So for today, the strongest gust going to be in the Blue foothills and the Blue Mountains, peak gust around 40 miles per hour. For tonight, still it's going to be up in the Blues, 40 miles per hour, but also for US 97, that would be Blewett Pass and Salinas Pass. Then for tomorrow, gusts running the gamut, 20 to 30 miles per hour. For tomorrow night, now 20 to 40 miles per hour. They pick back up for the Blues. Then for Friday, 20 to 35 miles per hour. You get the gist. It's going to be, there will be widespread gusts for the next 48 to 60-ish hours. Okay, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain likely today, once again for tomorrow night, but much drier forecast for Friday and beyond. In Yakima, rain is a guarantee for today, also likely for tomorrow as well, but drying out after that. Then in Ellensburg, wet today and tomorrow, then turning windy for Friday as winds shift out of the north and west and shoot down the valley. And then for Hermiston, wet and gusty over the next few days, but calmer by the weekend. And finally for Walla Walla, also a wet and gusty forecast through Friday, but a sigh of relief by Saturday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour. We start with the top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. First up, an update on the crash Monday night just outside of Benton City. This was at the intersection of Travis and Sellards Road. The Benton County Sheriff's Office is revealing at least one person has died. We know several others were taken to the hospital, but information on the rest of their conditions have not been released at this time. The Yakima Police Department is taking a proactive approach to safety. They're focusing on visibility and stronger community relationships. Officers are spending more time in neighborhoods and at local events, and their current priorities include tackling gang violence, impaired driving, and domestic violence, while also working with local partners to address issues like homelessness. Grant funding has added more traffic safety officers, and officials say collaboration with community groups and federal agencies is essential to keeping Yakima's neighborhoods safe. And the general election wrapped up last night, and we're keeping a close eye on several races across the region. Results are still preliminary, with more results expected later today. Going over some of them now, in Richland, Measure 1 asks voters whether to switch from all at-large council seats to a mix of district and at-large seats. So far, 57% are voting no and 43% saying yes. We're also tracking the Yakima County Coroner's race between Marshall Slight and Dan Williams. Marshall Slight has 70% of the vote and Dan Williams at 28%. Now, the winner of this race will serve out the remainder of the term before they have to run again in 2026. In West Richland, Fred Brink is leading May Hayes with 72%. And we've got a lot more races we're still looking at, everywhere from Sunnyside to Kennewick to Walla Walla. So stick around for our 6 o'clock hour, and you can also visit AppleValleyNewsNow.com for the full breakdown. And with the pause on SNAP benefits now in effect, local food banks are seeing demand skyrocket. Second Harvest Pasco branch says registration for its Thanksgiving turkey drive filled up faster than ever. Tri-Cities Food Bank in Kennewick has also seen record numbers, and they help 174 families in a single day. The state is directing emergency funding to food banks, but it covers only a fraction of that gap. Leaders say the best way to help is by donating money or food or your time to keep shelves stocked for families in need. And Ben Franklin Transit is reminding riders to plan ahead for holiday travel. So BFT routes will run on reduced schedules during the holidays. That includes limited fixed route service and adjusted hours for Dial-A-Ride and Connect. Officials say schedules will be posted online on the app and also at major transit centers. Transit service returns to normal the day after each holiday, but remember that BFT is closed on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day. Turning now to your national headlines this morning, the federal government has set a new record. Today marks the 36th day of the federal government shutdown, and that officially makes it the longest in history. There is a glimmer of hope that it could end soon. A small group of lawmakers say they've got momentum on a plan to end the standoff. It wouldn't give Democrats the extension of subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. They are holding out for that one, but it would give them a standalone vote on the matter. It could be a tough sell for some because there's no guarantee that vote would pass the Senate. Turning now to your business headlines, Denny's is making a major change that it hopes will go sunny side up. The 72-year-old diner chain's board has approved a deal for a sale to Tri-Artisan Capital Advisors. That group of investors plans to take Denny's private, and if shareholders approve that decision, Denny's will then be taken off the NASDAQ, where it had been for nearly 60 years. Shares rocketed upward 50% in yesterday's pre-market trading following the announcement, and Denny's has struggled since the pandemic and lost 180 of its locations over the past 2 years. In health news, tens of thousands of Jeep plug-in hybrid SUVs are being recalled due to a potential fire risk. Stellantis, the parent company of Jeep, says the issue has to do with potential battery failure in the cars. The company's review of the customer data and following investigation found 19 reports of fires with 1 injury. The recall covers certain model year 2020 to 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4XEs, as well as 2022 to 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4XEs. In total, more than 375,000 of the SUVs are under recall, with the bulk of those in the U.S. Now, Stellantis cautions vehicle owners to not recharge their batteries. Also, their SUVs should be parked away from structures and other cars until a fix is made. Owners with the recalled cars will be contacted for when they can schedule service. And talking sports now, the first college football playoff rankings were released yesterday, and the Ohio State Buckeyes were ranked first. Indiana, Texas A&M, and Alabama rounded out the top 4, and were the season to end tomorrow, the rankings combined with the rules would mean those 4 teams would receive first-round byes. The actual bracket will be created on December 7th. All right, trending this morning, Coca-Cola is rolling out a special treat for the holidays.
It's called Coca-Cola Holiday Creamy Vanilla.
Ooh, it sounds good.
And it's the first limited edition holiday flavor for Coca-Cola in 5 years. The Atlanta-based beverage company says the drink is infused with, quote, smooth, creamy vanilla flavors that capture the joy of the season.
Those cans are pretty too.
Yeah.
Well, the limited time drink is available in full and zero sugar versions. It's available at stores nationwide and online at Coca-Cola.com. Would you try that?
I would. I like this a lot better as opposed to the Oreo story we did yesterday.
Thanksgiving Oreos where it was like stuffing
and cream corn. And
Must have for me, dog. Yeah.
And Coca-Cola, there's already vanilla Coke, so this is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from that.
A cream soda kind of Coke.
Yeah.
It looks good.
I'm down with it.
Me too. We got to get some and try it on air. All right, keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, students exploring their next steps, how a local event is helping community college students take flight towards a 4-year degree. Details just ahead. Also, she's 86 years old and still chasing thrills. This is me in the future. One Florida woman is just 1 jump away from a sky-high milestone. We'll show you how she's proving age is nothing but a number. It's all coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what do you have for us?
Not that.
Not that? Come on.
I would never do that.
The sky and tell the weather.
I would never do that in a million years. We are tracking rain and winds, a little bit of snow for passes, and keeping the forecast cool. So I'll talk about all that coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.